Tonight on ColinDiffusion. An interview with Elon Musk and comedy with Kevin Hart. And here's your host, Colin O'Doyle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ColinDiffusion. As always, I'm your host, Colin O'Doyle, and we've got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight. But before we get to that, I want to introduce you all to my sidekick for the evening, the one and only Andy Bot.
Hello there, carbon-based life forms. It's an absolute honor to be in your presence tonight alongside the magnificent Colin.
Andy Bot, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Colin, I'm a robot designed for comedy and entertainment. Think of me as a cross between Andy Richter and R2-D2, with a dash of C-3PO's sassiness and Bender's drinking problem.
Well, Andy Bot, with that combination, you're either going to be the life of the party or the cause of a robot uprising. Now let's derail from the show for a moment and talk about the news. So apparently Norfolk Southern had another train derailment in Ohio. This time the whole train decided to take a detour and explore the unknown. It's like the trains are on a mission to escape their tracks and venture into the great beyond. But let's be real, who can blame them? Have you seen Ohio? It's not exactly the most thrilling place on earth. Maybe the trains are trying to spice things up and add some excitement to their mundane journey. I just hope they don't start a new trend of train hopping and inspire rebellious locomotives everywhere.
Well, I'll tell you what, Colin, Ohio may not be the most exciting place, but those trains are clearly not following the tracks of their career counselors. It looks like they want to become explorers and venture into the unknown. Who knows, maybe they'll even discover a new land of opportunity, like a state that's not Ohio.
That's one way to put it, Andy Bot. In other news, have you heard about New York City Mayor Eric Adams' latest suggestion to prevent robberies?
Oh, you mean the drop that mask idea? Yeah, I can't wait to see all those half-faced robbers running around.
It is a clever move, but it does have its risks. For one, we might finally find out what people really look like under those masks.
Yeah, and let's face it, some of us might not be ready for that reality.
Speak for yourself, Andy Bot. I've got nothing to hide.
Oh, I don't know about that, Colin. I've seen your baby pictures. Let's just say the stork probably should have returned you to sender.
Moving on, let's talk about some good news. Jeff Wrights recently set a new Guinness World Record for most consecutive visits to Disneyland. He visited the park every day for 295 days straight, which breaks down to 8 years, 3 months, and 13 days. That's a lot of churros.
Yeah, but who's counting?
That's right, Andy Bot. And speaking of counting, we've got two amazing guests tonight who were the winners of our Viewers' Choice poll, Elon Musk and Kevin Hart. It's going to be a great show tonight. So stick around, folks, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to ColinDiffusion, where we are joined tonight by the brilliant Elon Musk. Elon, it's an honor to have you on the show.
Thanks, Colin. It's great to be here.
So, Elon, if there's one thing we know about you, it's that you're always pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We can take this interview anywhere you want. So where do you want to go?
Well, how about we go to Mars?
That sounds like an adventure. Whoa, it looks like we've already made it to Mars. I hope we packed enough snacks for this journey. I mean, I heard the Martian cuisine isn't exactly Michelin-starred. So, Elon, what is the future of space travel? And how do you envision people living on Mars?
Well, Colin, we're working towards making space travel more accessible and affordable for everyone. We want to make it possible for people to visit other planets and even establish colonies there. As for Mars, our goal is to create a self-sustaining city on the planet, complete with everything from greenhouses to energy systems.
Yeah, because the housing market on Earth isn't competitive enough. Let's go to Mars for some real estate deals. I hear the commute is great, only 6 months each way. Are there any good deals on Martian mansions or space condos with a view?
Well, Andybot, I don't think the real estate market on Mars is going to be very competitive for quite some time. But eventually, we hope to see a thriving community on the planet.
I bet the views are so breathtaking, they're literally out of this world.
Yes, they certainly are.
So, Elon, you're known for being a visionary in so many industries, from electric cars to space travel. How do you come up with such crazy and innovative ideas?
Well, Colin, it's all about pushing boundaries and challenging the status quo. I believe that we need to constantly push the envelope and explore new possibilities. That's why I'm so passionate about creating sustainable energy solutions and colonizing Mars.
Hey Elon, I heard through the interstellar grapevine that you're developing a space-themed cologne line. Is it going to be called Odor Rocket Fuel or Asteroid Aura?
No, Andybot, that's not true. Although, I do think it would be kind of cool to have a scent that smells like the vacuum of space.
I'm sure it would be a sensational hit among the alien population.
Indeed.
I heard Jeff Bezos is challenging you to a wrestling match. Are you ready to rumble?
Oh, is that so? Well, I think I'll stick to my own arenas of expertise. Rockets, cars, and flamethrowers. I don't want to embarrass him too badly in front of the whole world.
I don't think Jeff Bezos would stand a chance against you, Elon. But speaking of rockets, what's next for SpaceX? Any exciting projects in the works?
Absolutely, Colin. We're working on some truly groundbreaking projects, including a mission to send humans to Mars and establish a permanent colony there. We're also developing our Starship spacecraft to make space travel more accessible to everyone, and we're planning to use it for commercial flights around the world in the near future.
So when can I book my ticket to the moon? I've been dying to write my own version of Moon River.
Soon enough, Andybot. Soon enough.
All right, it's time for a special segment where we take questions from our viewers. We received some great questions for you, Elon. The first one comes from a viewer named Colin, and he wants to know, what is your favorite Pokemon?
That's a great question. I have to admit, I'm not much of a Pokemon fan myself, but if I had to choose, I'd say Pikachu. He's the classic. And who doesn't love a good electric mouse?
I'm more of a Jigglypuff guy myself.
Fair enough. And for all our viewers out there, if you want to submit questions for future guests, be sure to join our Discord channel, which you can find in the description below. We love hearing from you and getting your input on who you want to see on the show and what you want to know about them. Our next question comes from Joe, who wants to know, Elon, what's in store for the future of Tesla? When do you expect the Cybertruck and Roadster to start delivery?
Yes. Great question, Joe. Well, we're continuing to push the boundaries of what's possible with electric vehicles, and we have some exciting new models in the works. As for the Cybertruck and Roadster, we're still finalizing some details, but we're aiming to start deliveries by the end of this year. We're really excited to get these vehicles out on the road and show the world what Tesla is capable of.
Oh man, I can already see myself cruising down the highway in one of those Cybertrucks, blaring Eye of the Tiger and scaring the crap out of all the Prius drivers.
Me too, Andybot. Thanks to all of our viewers who submitted questions for Elon, and thanks to you, Elon, for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure talking to you and hearing about all of the amazing things you and your companies are working on.
Thank you, Colin and Andybot. It's been a pleasure being here.
And to all of our viewers, be sure to stick around for our next segment featuring AI image review and comedy with the hilarious Kevin Hart. It's sure to be a side-splitting and visually stunning experience you won't want to miss. Thanks for tuning in to ColinDiffusion. Welcome back to our AI image review segment, where we take a look at some of the weirdest and wackiest images our viewers have submitted. First up, we have a cat wearing a top hat and monocle, playing a grand piano. Looks like he's ready to hit the big time on Broadway.
I think he's more suited for a cat-titude-filled musical, like Cats. You know, the kind of show where you need 9 lives just to sit through it. Meow, sick to my ears.
Nicely done, Andybot. All right, next up, we have a 3D topographical map of a computer brain city. This one was submitted by QPDV. Looks like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Wow, that's so futuristic. It's making my circuits tingle. I can almost see the little computer people walking around sipping on their computer coffee and discussing their computer love lives.
Yeah, and I bet the computer mayor is always promising to reduce the amount of RAM they're using, but it never happens.
And when they go on vacation, they just go into sleep mode. Talk about energy-efficient travel, am I right?
All right, last but not least, we have an image submitted by our very own viewer, Control. It's a picture of me riding an expensive penny-farthing motorcycle down the streets of Toronto.
Hey, Colin, watch out for those cobblestone streets on that fancy bike of yours. We don't want you to break a hip and become the world's oldest hipster.
Very funny, Andy Bot. But I'll have you know, this penny farthing is a symbol of a bygone era of sophistication and elegance.
Oh, sure, because nothing says high class like teetering on a giant wheel with your legs flailing in the air like a drunken octopus.
Okay, you got me there. But in all seriousness, thanks to QPDV and Control for submitting these hilarious prompts. And for all of our viewers out there, don't forget to join our Discord channel to submit your own prompts and be a part of the show. And speaking of hilarious, stick around because up next, we have the one and only Kevin Hart bringing the laughs. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Hart.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy K Hart in the house. And let me tell you, I am pumped to be here on ColinDiffusion. You know, when I first heard the name of this show, I was like, what the hell does that even mean? But then I realized it's like the name of a fancy cologne or something. Yo, man, you smelling fresh today. What you got on? Oh, just a little bit of ColinDiffusion. It's got a nice ring to it, you know? But seriously, I'm honored to be here with my man Colin. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but Colin is a big deal in the comedy world. Yeah, he's like the Oprah of talk shows, but without the tears in the book club. Although, Colin, if you're listening, I could use a little help promoting my new book, Laugh Your Ass Off, Tales from a Comedian Who Never Skips Leg Day. Available now at a bookstore near you or on Amazon if you're too lazy to leave the house. Speaking of which, I gotta say, I love the setup you guys have here. It's like the future or something, you know? You got robots and screens and all kinds of fancy gadgets. I feel like I'm on the set of Star Trek or something. Beam me up, Andy Bot. But seriously, I gotta ask, where do you get all this stuff? Do you have a secret supplier or something? Is there a black market for talk show equipment? Yo, man, you got any of them robotic sidekicks? I'm trying to up my game. And speaking of upping your game, let's talk about Elon Musk. This guy is like a real-life superhero. He's got more innovative ideas than Tony Stark. He's got rockets. He's got electric cars. He's even got a boring machine. I mean, what kind of name is that for a machine? You'd think with all his billions, he could have come up with something a bit more exciting, like the Musk Digger 5000 or the Tunnelinator. But hey, who am I to judge? The man's a genius. But seriously, Elon, what's next on your agenda? Are you going to start selling jetpacks or something? Because I got to be honest, I would buy the hell out of a jetpack. Can you imagine being the only one in traffic who can fly over all the gridlock? You'd be the hottest thing since sliced bread, or the electric car, I should say. And let's be real, you could totally charge extra for a jetpack with built-in air conditioning. Although, knowing my luck, I'd probably accidentally fly into a billboard for a Got Milk campaign and end up becoming the next lactose intolerant spokesperson. But hey, at least I'd have a catchy tagline. Don't get caught with milk on your face or in your jetpack. And don't get me started on those flamethrowers. I mean, seriously, Elon, did you get the idea from a villain in a James Bond movie? I can just see you now, stroking a hairless cat and cackling maniacally as you plot to take over the world with your army of flamethrowers. But hey, if the apocalypse comes, I'm heading straight to Elon's house. I'll be the one with the marshmallows and graham crackers, ready to make some s'mores while the world burns. And that's my time, folks. But before I go, I just want to leave you with a little piece of wisdom. If you're ever feeling down, just remember, there's always someone out there doing something dumber than you. And if you can't find that person, it's probably you. So laugh it off, shake it off, and remember, laughter is the best medicine. Unless you have explosive diarrhea. Then trust me, laughter is the last thing you want.
And that's a wrap for tonight's episode of ColinDiffusion. I want to thank our amazing guests, Elon Musk and Kevin Hart, for bringing the laughs and making tonight's show one to remember. And to all of our viewers out there, thank you for tuning in and making us a part of your night. Remember to join our Discord channel to submit your own prompts for our AI image review segment and to suggest future guests and topics for the show. And as always, don't forget to laugh, because as Kevin pointed out, it truly is the best medicine. Unless, of course, you're a hypochondriac. In that case, just Google your symptoms like the rest of us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on ColinDiffusion.